Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome tonight for a very special race in Raceroom with RWB. Tonight it is a race between RWB and OTL. We're racing on the legendary Circuit Zanvoort tonight, and we're still waiting for players to come in. There's 15 minutes of qualifying, and it's just me tonight. I thought to myself, well, everyone else is away and everyone else is doing what they need to do. I'll stay in and I'll clean a bit of a commentary box, and I'll, well, to be honest, everyone else might be ill. I just don't know. But I'll try and do my best tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls. We are joined on YouTube and we are watching everything. Shout out to Taz, Michael Bullymore, Beer, FX UK. Yeah, hello, welcome to the stream, welcome to the commentary tonight. I was going to be doing it last week, but obviously we had to cancel last week because of the issues that we had out there. So I will be putting my feet up there. I'll be leaving it in a mess for everyone else. So we're going to talk to you a little bit tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls, about the actual race itself. As I said, it is a special one tonight. It is Circuit Zanvoort, and it's RWB versus OTL. It's the clash of the clans. Basically, it's King of a Castle, King of a Hill, the MVP, VIP, the King of the Ring. It is a 1 hour race tonight, 15-minute qualification with a mandatory pit stop. They are racing Formula 3, as you can see, and they are racing on the Circuit Zanvoort Grand Prix. They will be splitting sign-up positions in half for RWB and OTL, 16 each. And if there's an imbalance of the sign-ups, that one club doesn't meet the 16 sign-ups and the other club is over, they will surplus the space and it will be given to the overbooked club. So we've currently only got 15 in at the moment. Taz, if you can join, get your bum in and make the numbers up. So we've got 15 in the moment. We've got one person on the grid, which we haven't seen for a while, or we haven't spoken much about for a while. Luca Gray. Luca Gray is racing Gray Autosport. I'm assuming he'll be racing in OTL right now. And he's currently P1, would you believe? Actually, it doesn't take much to believe that because he is a very, very quick racer. And it's very nice to see him out there again, racing in the Formula 3 class. So, as I said, I am with you for the entire hour. Yeah, Luca is representing OTL, I've just been told. Thank you very much, FX UK. I am here for the hour. I will do my best to cover all the race action that we see tonight. I'm not going to lie, ladies and gents, boys and girls, I do miss John D because he allows me to go for my drink breaks. We've just seen some latest lap times there. Bo Dixon, he's just posted P1 129.936. He's got Michael Volkering behind him, and RWB Rodders in third place, 1 minute 30.097, followed by Visar, Allwins and Hacks. We've just had Evil post a time as well, fifth fastest, 1 minute 30.448, and Kieran Sharp with a 1 minute 30.051. So we've got some fast times so far for OTL which have come in. Thank you very much, by the way, people telling me who OTL is. I must admit, I haven't done my homework and I haven't raced with them before. I've raced with Luca before, but it's certainly looking like we've got some fast talent tonight on the circuit itself. The Circuit Zanvoort has been the centre of the Dutch racing scene for most of its time, since the late 1940s, helping put the seaside town on the world stage. It looks like with the war over earlier on, the town began rebuilding. The new circuit was integral to part of the plans of a rebuild. A panel of experts was formed by the Dutch Automobile Racing Club to look at linking the parade route with other trails through the dunes to create the circuit. Former Bentley boy Sammy Davis was brought in as a consultant on the layout, while the founder of the Automobile Club, and would go on to be appointed circuit director. So it's had a lot of history, this is, and it's certainly one of the Dutch's most famous racing circuits there is. And I think we'll make it some, we'll give it some history tonight. I'll try not to fall over my tongue tonight, Beer. we'll do our best. It's a bit of a funny one tonight because I literally don't have anyone else to talk to apart from you guys on YouTube, obviously. And a big thank you as always for FX UK for setting this all up for us and hosting the stream. Let's have a look around the track today and have a look at who we've actually got in. So we'll actually start from the back for once, to be honest. So we've got RWB Asa at the moment. RWB Asa is currently, it looks like he's putting in some lap times. It looks like he's just started putting in some lap times at the moment. So we'll see what kind of time he brings to us. We've got RWB Charger as well. RWB Charger also looking to put in a lap time, hopefully. I think he must be on an out lap because we haven't got any first, second or thirds sector times at the moment. But he's always one to watch, Charger is, because he does like the Formula Series. He does like the open top cars. Martin Legg we've got. Martin Legg's currently in the pits. He's done a 134.6 at the moment in 15th. Menacing Skull is also out on track. Currently, he's done a fastest Sector 1, and he's going for a Sector 2 time, fastest personal best Sector times, that is. So we'll see where this puts Menacing Skull. It's nice to see Menacing Skull on track. He's been racing for RWB now for quite some time. He started off, do you know what? He started off probably just as I was getting back into racing. Just coming around the final corner there and down the main straight of Zanvoort. That is going to put him first and second best personal. That puts him 13th for the third best personal as well. So 13th there. Mr. Judd, it's great to see him. I've got a roll in jokes with Mr. Judd because I always call him Gabsy for some reason. I don't know why. I just enjoy calling him Gabsy. But there's Mr. Judd at the moment. He's currently sitting 14th in a 1 minute 31.9. He's starting a quick lap by the looks of things, hopefully. Let's have a look at his Sector 1 time as he goes round. And that Sector 1 time is going to be... So that's a personal best Sector 1 time, 40.418. We'll see what Judd can put out there. We've also got Al Gartner, RWB Al Gartner. He's currently in 12th, 131.781. C-Hacks, I reckon, will be putting some blinders in. Currently a 131.311 in 11th position. RWB Marco in 10th in the pits at the moment. We've got RWB Napone currently in 9th position, 131.242. RWB Allwin in the pits as well. RWB Visar in the pits too. He's currently in 7th position, 130.980. We've got Luca Gray. Should I call him Squid Lips? Squid Flipper? Squid? That's what they used to call him anyway. But Luca Gray currently in 6th position, 130.890. RWB Rodders, nice to see him up there, and nice to see Rodders back from his little break he had. 1 minute 30.097 in 5th position as well. Couldn't improve on his Sector 1, 2 and 3 there, but I'm sure it's not over for him at the moment. We've got Evil in the pits. He's currently in 4th position, 1 minute 30.058. I know Evil's done quite a bit of practice on this, so we'll see what he can do. I mean, it's a 1 hour race, so we'll have to wait and see, to be honest. Michael Volkering, P3, 1 minute 30.013. Dixon and Sharp, P2 and P1. So we'll just take you through the track as well, if we can. We'll see if Rodders is... see if we got Rodders, which we can do some... we can take you through that track on. Oh, we seem to have an issue at the moment with Race Director, where we only see the back wing. I'm sure FX UK is watching that, can tell us why that's happening, but... yeah, we've only got the back wing at the moment. So following Rodders right now from the outside cameras. So Rodders is going to be taking this main straight to then take a parabolic turn to the right. It's a very short turn, but it does demand heavy braking and a good traction out of it. Then he's got these slight turn to the left and then kink to the right. Heavy braking now to take a large left-hand turn. Then foot on the accelerator again, going up this hill. As you go to the crest of this hill, it's actually a blind turn at the top of a hill. This turn here. Coming back down to it, you then have a heavy braking and turn to the right-hand side. This next part's quite tricky, actually, because if he doesn't get it right, it can go all sorts of out of shape. It's a combination of braking and acceleration to the right. Coming to another sharp, heavy braking point and another right. Then he'll follow this round here to the left and then a heavy brake again, turning left. And then he carries on straight down what they call, well, I bet it doesn't actually have a name for this at the moment. I haven't got a name for, but again, it's quite technical. He's done the fastest sector out of anyone in Sector 2 right now. He goes round here, which is a slight parabolica, goes into a parabolica. And then up here will be a heavy brake, turning right, following this round, and then a little bit straight and another right turn until he gets to the end, which will be the straight. Let's see what Rodders can do for us now. He's fastest Sector 2. And this last sector puts him up into third place, 121.96. So looking at those grid times at the moment, we've got 129.8, Kieran Sharp. And that is actually, when you look at the times, the top 8 are separated by a second. So that should be very, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I'm just going to follow around with Kieran Sharp while we have a quick look at Race Director and see if we can get it to have a look at the other camera angles. That's a big fat no, then. So we will bear with us tonight, ladies and gents, boys and girls. Kieran Sharp just went fastest in all sectors, 129.810. He is definitely on fire, this young man, for OTL Racing. Again, if you're just joining us tonight, this is a race between OTL and RWB. It's the Clash of Clans, as they call it. There's at the moment 18 cars on track. If they can't get a divide between them all, they will be, say, if there's more RWB than there is OTL, the RWB will be subbing for OTL and swapping over to them. And it's same with OTL. But at the moment, we've got some very, very fast talent from OTL on the track. Bo Dixon has just beaten Kieran Sharp's time and has gone that bit faster, 129.406. So I don't know what these guys have got in the back of their cars, in their Formula 3 cars, but it's quick. Just following Bo Dixon now, seeing what his Sector 1 time is. But I would imagine it's one of those things, ladies and gents, boys and girls. They might be quick on qualifying laps, but to do an hour with mandatory pit stop is a total different thing. So we'll continue to watch these guys and see how they can do. Again, Bo Dixon, he was going even faster that lap. So there we go, ladies and gents, boys and girls. There's the qualifying results. We've got P1 Bo Dixon, P2 Kieran Sharp, P3 Michael Volkering, P4 RWB Rodders, P5 RWB Evil, P6 RWB Napone, P7 Seahacks, P8 RWB Allwin, P9 Luca Gray, P10 Visar, RWB Visar, P11 Marco, P12 Mr. Judd, P13 Stephen Ferguson, and that is how it's looking. Now, they've got a 5 minute warm-up, Some of those guys and girls will be going to going to a kitchen, going to say bye to night to their kids, going to say night to their other half. Some of the RWB guys might be sitting there thinking, how on earth are they going to match some of the times that we've got from these talented lot from OTL? And then other ones will be just going out on track and just doing a couple of laps. You know, you can always guarantee that a few of them will be practicing and will be taking more time. We've got Bo Dixon there. He's going out. He's already P1 and already shown his worth, but he's going out for some more practice laps. He might actually be going out for a practice start, which he is. So that'll be Bo Dixon just slowing down at the end of a pit, and he'll be trying his luck at a practice start. And I don't know if FX is watching this stream, but if you are FX, why can't I change any of the camera angles? Hello, Madly. Evening, buddy. And, well, again, you've already said hello, Beer, but how comes you guys didn't want to race tonight? It would have been great. We need the talent. There goes Bo Dixon just doing his starting from the line, but from the pits instead. So for those watching, this is quite a young bit of talent. This guy, Luca Gray, he's starting in 9th tonight, but I'm sure he'll want to make quite an impact on people in his race. I'm sure he'll want to prove OTL that he can. We'll just ignore that from Luca Gray, commentator's curse there. But I'm sure he will be. This race will mean a lot to him tonight. All win again, 8th position. He's done pretty good. I mean, I'm just waiting for the race now. I think the OTL guys will be quite dominant at the start, especially Bo Dixon and Kieran Sharp doing those lap times. They were pretty mighty, and Rodders and Evil will be definitely trying to find a gap and some way to get past those for sure. There's RWB Rodders just going up that hill with a blind bend at the top, following to break for a right. But RWB Rodders and RWB Evil, they've done their practice. They've done a good bit of time on this track. I wouldn't pass it. I wouldn't hold them up at all, to be honest. I'm sure they can. I'm sure they'll be able to put some good times in and show them what it's worth. With a 1 minute and 54 seconds left to go, ladies and gents, go get yourselves a drink. Go get yourselves a cup of tea, because I think we've got a hell of a race coming up. 18 people in this race, RWB versus OTL. I think the big guns will be out tonight. So again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. With 30 seconds to go of warm up, we've had our 15 minutes qualifying. We're about to get started in the RWB OTL Race of the Champions, King of the Hill. They're about to race and see what they can do. It's an hour-long mandatory pit stop, and they're racing at the legendary Dutch Circuit Zanvoort, which is right on the coast. If you actually look and Google the maps, Circuit Zanvoort is right on the seafront, so it brings a lot of tourism, and it's quite crucial for the people of Zanvoort to have that circuit there. It helps them out quite a lot. So the warm-up's over, and we're ready to go. The cars will be lining up. They've got a minute left. That minute, they'll be just talking, no doubt, to all their players. They'll be talking to all the teams. Will be talking to each other, talking tactics, talking the best way they can approach stuff. And they're lining up on the grid now. $18 cars tonight. 18 cars, talented drivers from all the teams, and they are ready to go. 20 seconds and counting. Anything can happen in those first few corners. Okay, it's lights out, and they're going. It's a great start from Bo Dixon. Michael Volk in second place. Kieran Sharp third. Rodders right behind him in fourth place. Kieran Sharp's dropped. Rodders has gone up into third place. He's going to attack on the outside and the inside. And he's got the inside between Mike. They're side by side. Rodders has just managed to lose out to Mike there. But Michael will have an immense amount of pressure on him. Bo Dixon has gone off, but he's not actually gone away from the pack. It looks pretty looks pretty neck on neck with these three right now. Bo, Michael, and Rodders, followed by RWB Evil. So we're not too sure what's happened to Kieran Sharp, but he's fallen down into 10th position. He had a pretty good start on his hands, but something has obviously happened to him, and he's now down into 10th. Meanwhile, in front, Bo is leading the pack. He's got Michael Volk right behind him, and RWB Rodders. Evil as well, not too far, but the front three have definitely spread out. That's for certain. Dixon, Volk, and Rodders all pretty much making a pretty healthy lead. Rodders 1.5 seconds behind him, followed by RWB Allwin and Luca Gray. Luca Gray behind Allwin right now, 0.6 seconds. No doubt he'll be hunting him down, but he's also got Stephen Ferguson behind him. I believe that's RWB Ferguson behind him as well. So Ferguson actually going for the overtake on Luca Gray. Is Luca Gray going to keep it? Luca Gray's just tucked in as Ferguson's gone past him now. Luca won't be too happy with that, and no doubt he'll try and find his way past Ferguson again. Almost touching the back of Ferguson. That was so close. But he's put the brakes on a little bit, and Ferguson's just managed to get out now. In the meantime, Bo Dixon's still got a quite healthy lead over Michael. Michael almost looks like he's holding Rodders up at the moment. Rodders in Buckfast Racing. He's RWB Buckfast Racing. He's been practicing this, and if you look, his car's got the red, white, and blue colours today, which is obviously RWB red, white, and blue. He's all over Mike, and he's done it. He's made the overtake. That's really important for him. That's what he needed to do. So that is Rodders now in P2, and I would imagine he will start creating a healthy gap away from Michael, with RWB Evil in P4 actually catching Michael as we talk. We'll just go on to we'll just have a look at the back of the pack in a minute. Have a look at what's going on. Bo Dixon as well in front. And we're just having... do you know what? I've been getting loads of bleeps and loads of... It's almost as if someone's trying to knock the door down of a commentary box. And it's actually scaring me quite. I believe that is RWB Jammer. RWB Jammer wants in on the commentary. So let me just find him and put him in. 1 second. Jammer, welcome. I heard you knocking the door down on the commentary box.
I was like, let me in.
Well, I was starting to get a bit lonely in here, and I can only talk for so long.
I was going to say, I've just literally finished cleaning my PC, so I've just fired it up. It's all running nice and cool. I've got the stream up, and I thought I'd come and say hello.
Oh, priorities, mate. So I don't know if you've been watching the stream, but those OTL boys are quick. They are quick, mate.
I'll be honest, I haven't, but I had a sneaky suspicion that they were going to be quick. I myself am a member of OTL. I can't say I've done any racing with them before, but yeah, I certainly didn't think there were going to be anything to sniff at. That's
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So we're a bit limited on camera angles as well tonight because I've just been reported that some of the cars don't have all the camera angles on them.
okay.
So we literally have a TV director and a rear wing for camera angles tonight.
Love it. Love it. We're on a budget setup tonight.
To be fair, we always knew it was going to go wrong when it was cancelled last week.
Well, yeah, this is true. I don't know how far, because I haven't got the race director on, but I don't know how far behind I am in terms of the stream.
So we're currently looking, Bo Dixon's still in P1. He's 2.5 seconds now in front of Rodders. He's making a really big old gap from Rodders now. Rodders has finally managed to overtake Michael Volkering. And Evil did look like he was closing the gap on Michael, but it's just not. He's either egging it out or he's biding his time and waiting for those tyres to, waiting for Michael to get rid of his tyres. But it's all pretty. The top three have pretty much left the rest of the pack at the moment. We're just looking at Kieran Sharp. Kieran Sharp had qualified up on the front row, and we don't know what happened, but he's now down into 9th. He was 10th.
So yeah, potentially he's had a bit of an issue then, or an off. The one thing I heard on the build up to this is that tyre wear was potentially going to be an issue, and the tyres going off quite quickly. So I don't know whether he might be struggling for grip. I know we're fairly early stages of the race at the moment, but that could be a factor. It depends how hard he's been pushing as well.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. It's worth a mention. Charger, he's now into 10th position, and he had qualified. I don't think he was too far up there. So it's oh no, that is Charger.
That is
in the
commentator's curse. That is
big time.
Charger
mate.
in the wall. Was that? It is Charger.
Yeah,
oh, mate.
that is Charger in the wall.
You have literally made him look a right knob there.
I tell you what, let me see if I can stream Raceroom Experience so you can see it a lot more live from my stream.
Yeah, he's going into the pits. I think he's possibly picked up some damage there,
which is not a problem.
No, he's going to be frustrated. I think he's going to be kicking himself for that, because that was a bit of a silly mistake. He's clearly just planted the throttle a bit earlier than he should have, and he's lit the rear tyres up. Another
silly mistake. It looks like Judd has had to go into the pits as well. I'm sure that's not for. I'm not sure that's not for a mandatory.
Is he missing a front wing? It looks like he might be missing a front wing.
Not too sure, but just a quick shout out as well. RWB Visar, he has retired, so I'm not too sure what happened there, but it is a big shame that he's retired because I think he was looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, that is a shame, unfortunately. Sorry, you say we're going to do something with the stream, so I'd be able to be up more.
I have broadcast it on my computer on Discord, so I think that is pretty live. I think there's like a 2-second gap on the Discord stream. So if you can see it through there. Just a shout out, Dixon is now 3 seconds ahead of Rodders. He's definitely pulled the gap away. 2.5 seconds now. So there could be one or two things happening here. It could be that Dixon's just absolutely tearing through his tyres, and he's got the advantage at the moment, and Rodders is just paced. He's keeping himself back, and he's ready to pounce after. I mean, pit strategies does come a lot into this, and I suppose it will depend whether OTL have done their homework like RWB. You can guarantee has.
Sorry, mate. I was just trying to see how up to date I was. I think I'm there now. So sorry, I wasn't listening then. So I apologise.
I was just saying it's interesting to see the gap Dixon has over Rodders, and is that just a case of Dixon's tearing his tyres up more than Rodders is? And will we see something? Will we see Rodders go for an overtake later on, or will we see a different tactical change in the pits, because obviously RWB do their homework when it comes to pits, but will
I think,
OTL?
yeah, I mean, Rodders is a very technical driver. He will have planned out his strategy before the race. What he won't want to do is be burning up his tyres. Dixon may well be on one lap faster than Rodders, so he looks like he's biding his time. He's looking after his tyres, and he's going to make a move. A little, it's still very early doors at the moment, so it would be silly to use up all that tyres, to use up all the tyres at this early point. So he's just biding his time, isn't he?
Here's another man, which is quick, and he's now put himself into 7th place. Kieran Sharp, again another OTL Racing, and he's got Seahacks to contend with. Now, I know Seahacks likes a good open top race, and I know that he will be loving this bit of competition against Sharp at the moment, because he'll by no means make this easy for Sharp, will he?
No, he won't, and he'll be making that car as wide as he can. And I've done a lot of racing with Seahacks, and he will, he's inevitably an excellent racer, and he will be making that car as wide as possible. But I'm sure he's going to be feeling the pressure as well. What you don't want is really someone you haven't really driven a lot with around the track, like you would have done with RWB members. And he just won't want this guy sitting on his tail at the moment, so I'm sure he's going to be feeling that pressure.
Awesome stuff. Awesome. Just looking down the grid as well, we haven't got too much going on. I mean, Charger's now 13 seconds behind from Asa, but you can guarantee he'll make his way back up. He'll get position again. 49 minutes left of the race, so we've got plenty of time. Asa down in 16th at the moment, having his own race. Mr. Judd as well, having his own race down in 15th. RWB Napone behind Allwyn at the moment. Allwyn in 13th place. Martin Legg, also in a world of his own, really, down in 12th. Al Gartner racing alone at the moment. He's got a 10-second gap from the person in front of him. Mr. Skull, Menacing Skull, is in 8th position. The only real races we've got at the moment is looks like RWB Evil, actually. Evil's caught up with Michael quite quickly now. He was a second and a half behind him. He surely won't make too much work of Michael, will he?
No, he clearly wants to get past, and I think Evil again has bided his time with this one. He's thought, right, we might be coming up to pit stop window. Do we have a pit stop? It is a pit stop this evening, isn't it?
It is a mandatory pit stop.
Yeah. So he may well be looking to put the push on. He may well be considering, doing an undercut and pitting now, getting the fresh tyres on the car, coming out, and then passing him in the pit stop. But we'll just have to wait and see on that.
I do like a quick swap around when it comes to pits.
It works really well with the Formula style cars as well, because there's such a big difference between a worn tyre and an overheated tyre to a fresh set of boots.
It looks like Evil's going to go for this overtake. Is he going to be a bit later on the brakes? He is. He's going on to the inside of the first turn. And
he might just... fantastic driving there.
That was good driving. He's backed off now. Backed off until next time. And I'm sure he won't be. Again, it's 47 minutes to go. Evil's a pretty cool character. I'm sure, unless they do wait, because there's plenty of overtaking opportunities for Evil now in this next lap.
Yeah, I think he's gonna put the pressure on now, and he's really gonna try for an overtake. I think he wants to get that position. He wants to be on the podium, so I think he's gonna push him pretty hard now.
Absolutely. And Evil's sporting the Samsung livery, car number 3 in the Formula 3, and just listening to Michael with the revs.
Someone and off there. There was a car off the track there. They just went past.
Was there? Let's just have a quick look. See. I haven't
Charger maybe. Yeah, I think it's Charger. Yeah. He's had another off. I wonder what happened there.
No, and it's. Do you know what? If you don't do your practice, one thing I've learned definitely is if you don't do your practice, it can happen, and it looks like he's got no front nose.
No, he's going to be hurting now. I wouldn't be surprised if he now retires that car.
And do you know what? We have seen an overtake. Evil is in front of Michael. He might not be behind. He might not be behind Evil for long. He didn't think much about it, though. He's gone back in, tucked back in after that.
No, that would have been the dive bomb if he tried that. My speciality.
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Because if you're confident, why not? I mean, that's always been my attitude. As long as a gap's been left open for you, and you do it in a safe, controlled manner, why not?
I think it can go wrong though, can't it? I think if you're too far back and you try a dive bomb, and by the time you get to the apex, you're not in front of the other car, I think that's a dangerous move because you're going to be going into a closing gap. Now, if you're late on the brakes and you get to the apex before the other car, then I think you're all right, and that's a validated move. So I think you've got to be careful though.
Some great racing between
they're having a good little jostle.
It's quite ironic, really, because they're both RWB, and you'd like to think it's like that whole who gives the race orders for this one? Like, don't crash into each other.
Well, we've seen it all happen before, haven't we? And we've certainly seen some tough words after races where things have gone wrong, and unfortunately, sometimes it's the nature of racing, isn't it?
For sure. Just a shout out, Speed Demon there. Jammer on the dive boom. I'm not sure whether you're supposed to say dive bomb or dive boom.
I think it's been a victim of my, my dive bomb.
Oh, and that's Evil's just gone into the pits by the looks of things. So that's Evil pitting now. Michael's taken third place again. So Evil's pitted after 44 minutes. Is his tyres done for already, do you think? Or
quite possibly. As I said, guys were mentioning that tyres are going off quite quickly. I mean, I haven't driven these myself, but
it's Kevin Sharp and Seahack's having a bit of a one here, mate. It looks like Kieran Sharp. It looks like Kieran's got the job done on Seahacks. Now, how long that is for, I don't know, and how much will Seahacks fight back? As you just saw the back end on Kieran's car get a little bit happy there. So I wonder if all of them are suffering the tyres.
Yeah, I think they will be, and they'll be getting hot. It's a hot day on track at the moment. So, and I think if we're going to see the first pit stops coming in, I think Kieran possibly has gone a little bit early here because he's burnt out all that rubber, and I think that's going to give Seahacks a bit of an advantage.
Absolutely, and we're getting some information on YouTube as well that the tyres aren't that great, and they're 11 to 15 laps maximum apparently.
Right, so yeah, I think we're going to start seeing some pit stops now.
Yeah, we're on lap 11 now with Bo Dixon, actually. Bo Dixon, he did have a comfortable lead over Rodders, and he's still 3 seconds, 2.8 seconds ahead of him. But you can see Rodders in the background there, and behind him is Michael. So Michael's actually just dived into the pits. Yeah. So Rodders and Bo, do you think they're going to be doing the opposite to each other?
It's difficult to tell. I mean, I don't know how much of a strategy game you can play with these, simply for the fact that the tyres wear out so quickly. I think Rodders is very good with his tyres. He's able to manage them really well, and obviously we don't really know about Bo Dixon, what his style of driving is like, but it certainly looks like he's been pushing quite hard. So whether Rodders will try and stay out a few more laps, I don't know.
Okay, so Evil's pitted. He's got a fresh pair of tyres. He's found himself right behind Marco. Now, if these guys are talking to each other, and if their comms if they are allowed to talk tonight, I'm sure Evil will be saying, "Please get out my way," and Marco is doing that.
Yeah, difficult track to lap someone on, that's for sure. So that's some good driving by Marco there, anyway.
Yeah, because even though this is a fun race between OTL and RWB, I'm sure it will mean a lot, and I'm sure Rodders, Evil, and the other lads, Seahacks, and everyone in RWB, they'll want to win this. They'll want to get on top. And right now, one thing Rodders doesn't need to do is just frustrate himself and get to just keep his head down, basically.
Yeah, I think look, he's got a comfortable gap between K Sharp behind him. So I don't think he's worried about that, and I think he'll just be wanting to manage that gap to Dixon in front. And I think he possibly will go longer on the pit stop, which should give him an advantage towards the end of the race. And I think he'll be putting the hammer down after the last and final pit stop. So,
Mr. Charger, he's currently in last because it looks like Luca Gray has retired from the race as well. So that's 2 retirees. That's Luca and Visar. Charger I thought Charger was going to retire because he did start commenting in the YouTube chat, which is mad, but he's obviously gone into the pits and repaired again.
Well, I think if there's one thing we know about Charger, he doesn't like to retire from races, does he? He's quite committed in that sense.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got his. I was going to say he's got his fingers everywhere, but yeah, probably not the best thing to say, to be honest. Looks like that's Marco going into the pits for his stop now as well. So we've been told it's between lap 11 and 15. These guys should all be coming in. That's Marco coming out. It looks like he's going to get out just after our Martin Legg. So Marco's a pretty sound racer. Stephen Ferguson has got a drive-through penalty, speeding in the pit lane.
It's a bit of a problem with this game. I've certainly been victim to that. It's a bit difficult to get right, and it does slap you with annoying drive-through for the silliest little mistake, unfortunately.
Now, Jammer, here we go. Bo is in the pits. This is giving Rodders clear air. He knows he needs to just slam his foot on the accelerator now.
He is going to be pushing really hard now. He's going to want to get that undercut. Well, not the undercut, but he's going to want to overtake him when he, later in the race.
Absolutely. So these guys, best lap times, current laps. Rodders has been lapping 131s pretty much perfectly. Our good friend Bo has been lapping in the 131s, 130s at the start. So Bo's a quicker driver, which is a reality of things. He's quicker than Rodders, but it's keeping this lap well placed together and making sure that he doesn't make any silly mistakes on his outlap.
Yeah, I think he's going to be feeling a bit of pressure now. He really needs to put in a good couple of laps here if he's going to stay out. Those tyres are going to be wearing a bit thin now, and obviously Bo's going to be on a fresh set now. So it'll be interesting to see how this pans out.
Absolutely. So Rodders is now... Whereabouts is Rodders? Is that... Rodders is coming into a last few corners, isn't he?
Yeah, this is just before. So I think he'll stay out. I think he needs to stay out really to gain an advantage here now.
Is that to be quicker at the end of the race?
Yeah, so he would have been saving his tyres so that he could pit slightly later, and then in the last pit stop he'll be pitting a bit later than Bo, and that should give him an advantage towards the end of the race.
Okay, Bo Dixon now in 6th position. He has pitted. Rodders has stayed out. He's going to try and egg those tyres out as long as he can. In second place at the moment, we got Kieran Sharp. He has not pitted either yet. Evil has pitted. He's on fresh tyres and he's currently in 3rd position. He stayed in position. He stayed ahead of Michael.
I'll be back in 2 secs, mate. Little boy's just up. 2 secs.
No worries. And he's currently 130.6. So his last few laps he's lapped the same pace as Bo Dixon. So this is really interesting. Evil's all of a sudden found some pace and he's put his foot on the accelerator. So it'll be nice to see what he can do, but it'll be nice to see what kind of lap times Bo Dixon's doing now. Bo Dixon, one of the OTL racers, his last few laps he's been doing 1 minute. Oh, we haven't got his latest lap in. Evil's jumped Dixon's. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Beer. I think he will be quicker, and I think he will have jumped him. Yeah, he has actually, hasn't he? And that's down to the sheer... I mean, Evil's just had total sheer pace, to be honest. We're just seeing what Bo's first lap is on his fresh set of tyres. I mean, that's not going to be great for Bo at all when you look at it. And actually, he's got Michael in front of him as well. So actually, pit stopping first was the right move for these guys to make. And that could end up being the wrong move for Rodders. Yeah, absolutely. So 130. Speed, you're wrong. So just go away. Let's just have a look now then, because is Rodders going into the pits? I mean, he's got a back marker all over the back of him at the moment. And looking at it, it looks like Kieran Sharp, who also hasn't pitted, he's not actually gaining any time on Rodders, but The really interesting thing is Evil might end up jumping Rodders, which I think actually Evil will jump Rodders if Rodders comes in or when he comes in. So the way Rodders is playing it, where these other guys are going to have to make at least 2 more stops, is Rodders trying to make a one-stop strategy?
I think it would be difficult, if I'm honest.
I mean, it's clear. Yeah, it's clear now that I didn't spot that before, but yeah, Evil's got a massive advantage over Bo now. Evil was really distant behind Bo, and now he's straight in front of him because of the early pit stops.
Yeah, he's obviously gained quite a lot there, hasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. And Rodders is still staying out on lap 17. The interesting thing will be the times which Evil gets once he's clear of Kieran Sharp, because Kieran Sharp will no doubt probably try and hold up Evil. Not to say that that's the kind of team orders these guys will be talking about, but let's be honest, we'd do it, wouldn't we?
Well, yeah, I think what's interesting is when Sharp came out of the pits, it was about a 17-second gap, and Rodders has got that up to about 18 seconds. So he's actually gained a bit there, which is surprising.
Absolutely, and Bo's right in the back of Michael now. It's vital that he gets past Michael quick.
Yeah.
Because if he gets held behind Michael, then that could play tunes and really help out with Rodders. But again, Michael being Michael, he's going to make his car wide as.
Yeah, he's not going to give a crap whether whether Bo's going to be fighting for a potential win. He's just seeing him as an aggressor coming up behind him. He's just going to make it as wide as he can.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is a race which these two won't really want to be fighting out on. But this is Menacing Skull going for Marco, but Marco's decided he doesn't want to play anymore, and he's going in the pits. But that looked quite tasty to start with. We're still seeing Bo even closer now behind Mr. Volk, and that's going to be tearing into his tyres quite nicely.
You don't want to be fighting at this stage, I don't think.
Absolutely not, and it will give you a clear indication in a minute after this lap's over how much that has held him back. He's been doing clear 130s since he pitted, and this last lap was a 131. So yeah, that's held him back quite a bit.
It's not really any slower than before he pitted, so it wasn't too bad. He's passed now though.
That's true. He's got a back marker which he's also gotten past, and Michael got past that back marker pretty quickly as well. Just a quick shout that Rodders, Sharp, Al Gartner all win. Napone, Judd and Charger. Charger surely pitted for tyres. Surely.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there. It would have been a bit silly to change the front wing but not the tyres.
Absolutely. And we just got some people asking what Rodders' lap times are at the moment. Not great, considering that back marker did just try and overtake him by the looks of things.
Yeah, his tyres are going to be awful right now. Yeah. And you can see that in the lap times. He's essentially
132s.
I mean, yeah, he's about 8/10 down now, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. So he's lapping 2 seconds slower than our Resident Evil, which is currently in the 130s, 131.2 last lap. So yeah, Evil's really catching up on him quick.
He's going to go for a one-stopper, I think, because he's well within his reach now.
Yeah, that Rodders has to go for a one-stopper. That's the only way he's going to make any chance of this now. Where Evil's going into the pits again. This is his second stop.
That's very odd.
That's really, really interesting. So
has he got a penalty?
No penalty's been given to him. Lap 19, Evil's back in the pits. That'll be for another change of tyres and, I don't know, a squirt of fuel. I mean, fuel does make a big difference in this, doesn't it?
That must have been a tyre change. I don't really...
That's
an odd one.
I'd love to hear from Evil at the end, to be honest, about why he's just done that. I don't know if he realised
I think any chance he had is now completely out the window.
Yeah, because he's ahead of Bo Dixon's now past him, and do you know what though? Michael's still on the back of Bo, so he's not letting him go yet, and Bo's got traffic as well, so the traffic's getting out of the way for him pretty nicely, Bo.
It's about a 20 24-second gap. No, 22-second gap to Rodders now. It's interesting to see how that. Rodders seems to be pulling away from Sharp actually at the moment. It's taking over 19 seconds.
Yeah, but Sharp's not going to get in the way of Bo, is he? He's going to get straight out of his way.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
We've got the YouTubers. He's wondering what the hell he was doing then.
Yeah, really odd. He must have had a problem. He must have had an issue of some sort. Yeah. Either that or he's smoking crack. Am I allowed to say that? Or
yeah, of course you are. So, I mean, I don't think we've got many people watching, you know. No, 9. So we got currently leading this race, this bizarre race.
A drive-through penalty. Sorry to interrupt.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, Mr.
Again,
Judd.
another one.
Well, I usually call him Gabsy. I don't know why. I really don't know why. He gets so annoyed, though. So we've currently got this weird change of direction. We've got RWB Rodders in P1 on lap 20. He hasn't changed the tyres yet. His tyres, I mean, they are killing him because he's doing 1:32.6s when he usually does 1 minute 30s or 1:31. So he's currently in first. He's making a big gap against Kieran Sharp, though, which is now in second. And Bo Dixon is very close to Kieran Sharp. And Bo, who was the leader of the race, will want Kieran to get out of his way pretty quickly, especially as he's got Michael still on his tail in fourth place. Down from that, 18 seconds behind is RWB Hacks. He's pretty much racing his own race at the moment. Evil, which has made some really weird changes. He's come in for his second stop already with 30 minutes to go. He's in sixth. We've got Al Gartner behind him, 21 seconds, a massive gap in seventh. Menacing Skull, 26 seconds behind Al Gartner in eighth. In ninth, 19 seconds behind him. Stephen Ferguson and Martin Legg in 10th place. Now we're just having a quick look at this.
Rodders is in.
Michael had managed to get past Bo, but yeah, we've just seen Rodders is in. So that's Rodders out now in third place, and Kieran Sharp has managed to get past him, I think. Kieran Sharp's in as well. So Rodders it was a back marker which got past Rodders. And Rodders has been given a drive-through penalty for speeding.
Oh no!
That's not what he wanted.
It's a real problem with this game. You know, I think a lot of people fall in, and that's ruined his chances now because he's essentially going to be taking a second pit stop, which I think he wasn't looking to do. And I think if he'd managed to manage those tyres well, I think he would have been in a real chance there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. It is a shame, but hey, there's anything can happen right now. There's still 28 minutes to go, and Michael, for every single bit he's got, is still trying to cling on to this, but I think he's just made a mistake. There is someone who's gone off.
Who's that?
Not too sure. Do you know what, Jammer? I don't think I've ever seen the grid so spaced out before. There's almost 10 seconds apart from most of the grid. It's insane.
Yeah, bit of a weird one. I mean, it can be like that with the open top cars, though. I think some people are more attuned to driving them, so I think it can space out quite quickly.
Yeah. Now here is a thought. Bo Dixon, he's been on those tyres now for the good part of almost 7-8 laps. Actually, we can see how long he has been on those tyres because he pitted on that set. On lap 14 by the looks of things. So he's almost those tyres are almost 10 laps old, and Rodders is on fresh rubber. It will be interesting to see what Rodders can do against Bo Dixon in clear air.
I think he's going to struggle now because, like I said, I think he was heading for a one-stopper, whereas Bo is obviously going to do a two-stopper. And I think Rodders' tyres are going to be knackered by the end of the race now, and he's not going to have the gap that he wanted either.
Yeah, we're just waiting to see what he can do on this current lap. He's in 5th position. Now, this is interesting. Is Evil gonna give in to Rodders that easily? Because I'm sure Evil would want to go.
Yeah, he's not. he's going to know that he's fighting for position now. He's fighting for a podium now, so he's going to get in the way as much as he can.
Just to mention, Seahack's in third position. How's that happened?
He was, I don't know. Oh, it must have been because Rodders and Sharp stopped, whereas I think Hacks had already stopped, hadn't he? So that's a pit stop advantage, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunately, Ace has been disqualified.
Yeah, we just saw that, ignoring a drive-through penalty. Now, we do know, as you said, this is one fault of Raceroom, because sometimes they don't also tell you the drive-through penalties, do they?
No. But saying that, if he's using crew chief, that would have told him he'd got a drive-through. So
absolutely. So the guys on YouTube are thinking Evil will be top 3 easily. Well, you say that, but he's I don't know. Hacks is, again, I don't think Hacks is going to give Evil an easy time in the getting past.
I think it's going to be very close at the end, to be honest. I think they're all going to be bunched together. Well,
at the moment,
we'd hope anyway.
Yeah, at the moment, the gaps are just insane. They've got crazy gaps apart from each other. You know, there's I think Charger's just retired. Charger's retired now.
Oh, he'll join us in a minute, I would have thought. We can find out what happened.
It'll probably save Charger, to be honest, from being lapped time and time again. It reminds me of when I was running with no traction on the formulas.
Good idiot.
So that's Charger retired, along with Luca Grey-Weiser and the Asa getting his black flag. Well, getting kicked off a race, basically. Mr. Judd's currently in 14th position. He's 64 seconds behind Napone. Oh, I'm looking at his wing there. And Napone in 13th, Leg 12th. Allwyn in 11th, but Allwyn looks like he's... Allwyn's going in the pits, that's why he's close. Again, it's Michael challenging for first place now. I mean, he's actually gaining on Bo, so this is a turn for the books.
I wonder if he was just biding his time.
and people are making a joke saying Charger rage pitted, but he hasn't, apparently.
Oh God, Gartner's got a drive-through as well. I think everyone's falling victim to this serious issue.
Apart from Bo Dixon, which is crucial. Absolutely crucial, but he's now half a second behind Bo. Has Bo pushed too hard trying to get past back markers? It's interesting just watching Michael now on the wing of Bo. Tell me a bit about Michael, because I don't really race with him that much, to be honest. I mean, do you race with Michael? Or?
No, to be honest, I wasn't even aware he was RWB. But come to think of it, though, obviously he is, and I haven't raced with him much, but clearly he's a fast guy.
Yeah, he's gaining. He is gaining on him. Let's bring up a driver profile of Michael. Of course, we have no data apart from he's in the Netherlands, so it makes sense for him to like this track so much. A bit like us on Silverstone, really. He has been consistently lapping in the 131s. There's got to be a problem with Bo Dixon's car or his tyres, because Michael's all over him. He's absolutely all over him. And another one to watch as well is RWB Evil now trying to fight for position with Seahacks, which I'd love to watch, but this is quite intense actually now. They're so close.
Yeah, Seahacks hasn't made any ground on the top two either, so you know he's actually losing time. 20 seconds now. Evil's going to be breathing down his neck.
Yeah, absolutely. And there we go now. We've got RWB Evil in 4th. He's fighting for the position against RWB Seahacks. And, well, you'd like to think, he's just giving him a position. There must have been some talk in there.
Maybe, yeah.
Seahacks doesn't give up a position that easily. So
no.
Clearly there was some discussion there. Maybe along the lines of, I'm really quick, get out of my way. But, yeah.
So what do we know now is Dixon and Michael surely have got to make another stop, whereas Evil will now go to the end. I'm sure of it. So
yeah,
you know, he should come out in front of Dixon and Michael if they pit. So that'll be interesting.
100%. And, you know, Hax is going to get a bit of a slipstream here, but this is the one to watch now, ladies and gents. This one here, Michael and Bo Dixon, they're fighting for P1 at the moment. They're going to be churning their tyres up, ruining their tyres. Meanwhile, Evil and Rodders, now Rodders as well is in contention for this because he's 3.6 seconds. He's 3.6 seconds away from C-Hax, and once he gets clear air as well, he'll be able to be a lot more calm and consistent. It's great just watching these two as well. I think the realisation to Michael that he could get a P1 here has kind of spurred him on, I think.
Yeah, I just don't think he'll be aware of Evil's situation because the longer these two fight it out, that's going to really help Evil out.
Well, Evil's, once these guys are pitted, Evil will be in first place. I mean, the YouTubers are saying that Evil will have to pit again, but hey, hold on a second, people. Rodders egged those tyres out for 30 minutes. If Rodders can do those for 30 minutes, Evil could do them for 30 minutes as well. I have no doubt of that at all.
I would be... Yeah. You're right, they're both in now. So
they're both in now. That's interesting.
It's going to be interesting, yeah.
This is going to be really interesting. So let's have a look here on Evil. Our potential Evil's just coming.
He's easy. He's easy going to have
he's got him.
Yeah.
I say he's got him. Hold on a second.
Are they coming out?
They're out. Michael,
no,
wait.
They're not yet. They're still in. So yeah, Evil has
got it.
He's well through. He's gonna have quite a lead, but he's going to go to the end. There's no way he's going to pit again.
Well, he's going to go to the end, but one thing I've just noticed is Rodders is only 3.4 seconds. Sorry, he's 4 seconds away from Evil now. So all of a sudden, we've got 3 RWB guys in front. And I did say at the beginning of this stream that the OTL guys are quick, but have they done their homework on pit strategies? Because that is one thing these old buggers do in RWB.
Don't forget that Rodders... Has Rodders still got his drive-through to take?
Rodders has got his drive-through, I believe. That's a very good point.
So I don't think Evil's going to be... Well, Evil possibly won't know that he's got a drive-through to take.
Taz is reckoning that Evil will pit in the next 5 minutes. No, I don't think he will now. I think he'll stay out.
Oh, he's got to. To get a win, he's got to stay out.
He's currently lapping in. People are wanting to know what the lap times currently are. So Evil's lap times are consistently now. He was doing 130s. Now he's dropped down to 131s. Rodders, in the meantime, he's lapping in the 130s. So Rodders is currently on fire. He's got his foot to the floor, and he's certainly shown everybody that he can manage those tyres for a long stint. So, do you know what? There's no doubt that he could win this race at the moment. Michael is now lapping in 131.7s. Now, that was with fresh tyres.
So he's in front of Bo now.
Michael is in front of Bo. So, actually, this has played into RWB's hands even more. That OTL's fastest driver is behind Michael.
I wonder if he could pull a gap now, though.
He was quick, but
much easier to follow.
Bo's right on his tail.
Yeah, he's going to get a nice slipstream out of these as well. So he's going to want to keep within that 1 second gap if he can.
Evil's pitted. We've just been proved. Evil has pitted.
Right, there you go. Well, we can't always be right, can we?
No. Taz, you're usually wrong. So...
No, yeah. I think, maybe it would have been too difficult for him. I think he's out of contention now, though, isn't he?
So it's worth noting as well that that's so close to the back of Michael. That is Bo Dixon desperately trying to get past because they know it's almost as if he's pushing him into Rodders, because Rodders is, well, between Bo and Michael, that's it now.
Has Evil retired?
I don't think Evil's retired, has he?
I can't see him on the leaderboard.
Oh. He's not out of a race yet, but we can't see Evil on the leaderboard. So, has something happened to Evil, RWB Evil?
Looks like he's left.
That is going to be a big shame if he has left, because he had it all to play for. Now that's interesting. He didn't get past Michael on this lap. So that is really interesting. Meanwhile, with all this pressure that is going on, these two are actually catching up with Rodders, which is absolutely insane. This is actually this racing, this hard racing. I mean, I don't know if Michael can keep this up, the pressure between which Bo's putting on him, but it's actually catching him up to Rodders. Not what I thought would happen, to be honest, Jammer.
No, bit of an odd turnout at the moment. So interesting nonetheless.
So Speed Demon thinks Evil crashed on pit entry.
Oh, shall I see if I can pull Evil in and have a chat to him?
Yeah, could do. See if he wants to chat for a start, because I'm sure he'll be quite annoyed at what was going on.
Yeah.
Let me know if he does, and I'll drag you both back down.
Yeah, we'll do.
So here's a read all about it. The gap's been quite. It's been quite pinned down to. It's been quite spread out. Everyone now, apart from the top 4, are exactly over 10 seconds apart from each other. I've never seen gaps this big in my life. However, Rodders, Michael, and Bo Dixon are all within under a second. Bo has pretty much put a rocket up Michael's arse and got him straight up to Rodders now. Rodders will not be pitting. Rodders will be staying out for this stint, no doubt. Which means that he's going to have to play it cool and make his car wide as hell. And hello, Evil.
The curse of BT broadband killing me. I was just thinking, why is it gone all quiet all of a sudden? And then, all of a sudden, I'm in VR on my bonnet, and then I'm back to the server menu, and then I'm like,
no.
And then I look up, and then I look at my web browser, and the BT thing kicks up some kind of test whenever it drops connection. I was like, for fuck's sake! I was on a roll.
Do you reckon, Evil? I got to ask you. Do you reckon you could have stayed out before pitting, or was pitting an absolute definite? Did you have to?
Well, I realised that Rodders had gained a fair bit of time, and I thought, well, the others look like they're staying out as well. So I thought, right, I'm going to just do my last half-hour stint on these tyres and see how we fare. And I was just constantly looking at the times, and then I see that I've got +5 on the 3 of them. Then I suddenly see one of them's now down to +8, and I'm thinking, this is looking good. They're stuck in traffic. Dink, disconnection.
Just while we're on the subject, Michael was actually trying to go for an overtake on Rodders, and Rodders was actually, he's placed his car on the far side of the straight to go defensive. So Rodders is under massive pressure now, and I don't think he actually expected it to be from Michael. I think it was more supposed to be from Bo. But to be fair, Michael's doing a fantastic job keeping Bo at bay.
Yeah, I just want to know what Rodders is going to do. When is he going to come in for that drive-through? He's going to want to, he's going to want to optimize when he brings that in. But ultimately, it's going to, I don't know. Is he going to hold these guys back as much as he can?
Well, I mean, who can he hold them up into? We've got Kieran Sharp in 4th place, 10 seconds behind, and Seahack's 20 seconds. So ultimately, I can't see it doing a great deal of joy for Rodders. I think.
I'm surprised he hasn't taken his drive through, because he's not giving himself if he is going to do a bit of a chase. I don't.
We've just been told he has done his drive-through penalty. Rodders has done it.
Okay.
So actually, well, it's all to play for now. We know.
Well, yeah.
We've got a man who's been racing tonight. Evil. How awful are these tyres?
When did Rodders pit?
He pitted.
It's about 35 minutes left in the race, so a long time ago.
Right, okay. So you're talking 15-minute stints on these tyres when you're really supposed to change them. But of course, everyone's now trying to do half-hour stints. So at the moment, he's looking pretty yellow, but all he's got to do is hold on for a little bit, because so will they. And he'll then have a much easier job of defending when they're at risk of locking their brakes up to try and outbrake him. So if he plays it smart, all he's got to do is stay wide, really wide.
Yeah, and I just realised, Jammer, he probably would have put some fresh tyres on when he served his penalty.
I don't think you can. No, you've got to drive straight through. You can't pit. His tyres are going to be knackered now.
Well, his tyres are now 11 laps old, where if we look at Michael's tyres are 6 laps old, 5 laps old.
So the front left is just starting to show yellow now.
Yeah.
But his lap times aren't that far off, if I'm honest.
No, Bo's tyres are the same. They're 5 to 6 laps old.
Yeah.
But don't forget, Jammer. He's holding these two up. So, if these two had clear air, they'd be. I mean, Michael's racing a fantastic race, and the pressure Bo's put him under. Bo wants to get past. I mean, they're just waiting for Rodders to make a mistake, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't see that happening.
Oh no!
What?
Commentators, that was your fault. That was your fault.
Oh, that is outrageous.
Unbelievable.
I'm looking at the YouTube feed and it's slightly behind.
Yeah.
That is outrageous. That is terrible.
So that is what.
You see what I mean about you just got to be very careful because that corner is hard enough anyway. You get a lot of understeer, so a slight touch the curb and these tyres that have no grip, you just can't risk it.
Yeah, and I think.
Look at that! But is it Bo? Is that what you're calling the guy in second?
Bo
you
Dixon.
see his arse stepping out, and that's the last thing he wants to be doing on these tyres. Now, the important thing is you can tell who will have the best grip and confidence on this next corner coming up now. Who goes the widest?
Right.
They look pretty even. Because if one's overdone it and overcooked it, they'll drift far too left because you can't go flat out on knackered tyres there. At least I couldn't with my setup. Yeah,
and Bo Dixon's going wide and he's trying every trick in the book to get some more traction.
Yeah, so then of course you try and do a counter manoeuvre, you go on earlier than the guy in front, the back end spins. Right. Here, do you brake late? You don't want to hit that curb that's on the right here because it's raised.
Right. And
you now push early here because you spin. It's a lovely game. I love this cat and mouse when you've both got knackered tyres, but I was gutted because I thought that they would have caught me up.
You were in contention, weren't you? I mean, we thought the strategy you'd played, it was a no-brainer, really. You came in early, and that seemed to work just perfectly.
I got a decent amount of time because you do lose. Because don't forget, it's the heaviest the car is as well in the first stint with all that fuel on board. Yeah, so I thought I'd risk it, and it seemed to play off. I was happy with that. And thankfully, all the back markers were pretty cool and got out of the way. But Marco was like flashing. I was like, oh, shit, is he going to suddenly appear right in my face? Because I know he's got problems with his... I think, is it Wi-Fi that gives him these problems?
Yeah.
What I want to know is these two battling out at the front. Surely this is... Rodders is going to be rubbing his hands together at this point. He's going to want these two to keep at this because this is essentially going to bring him back in.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, this is where you play it smart here. Right here, because this is where you burn your tyres the most. So if you try and get up the arse as the person here as best as possible and stay there, then you fight towards the end. Because trying to get past here is absolutely pointless. And then obviously if you're right up the arse now, then you go for this attack right here. But no, he's not close enough.
Are you getting much of a toe on the straight with these people?
Not really. No, we do towards the end, like when you've just about to cross the line, and then it's sort of like a last minute to go for it on the corner.
Just on board with Michael again. They're down the main straight, and Bo Dixon is too far behind now. Michael's done the job he needed to get that gap away from Bo. And as Evil's been telling us, we just wonder whether Bo's taken too many lunges and too many attacks. And it's really starting to hurt his tyres now. Mm-hmm. At the moment, Rodders, I think, is just going to have to play that game, as you said, Jammer, and hope that one of them takes the other off, because I think his tyres are done for.
Yeah, they will be by this point. He'll have nothing left, and he can only hope that something happens between these two now, I think. I would say, though, Michael looks a lot more steady than Bo. I think Bo's used up his tyres trying to get past. I think he's had it.
Do you know what? I would love to have a quick look. We will have a quick look. We've got 6 minutes to go. We'll have a quick look at Stephen Ferguson because he's actually challenging for 6th position at the moment. He's racing a nice race, and it has been flashing as one of the ones to watch. And I've just watched him, and he's gone off track. So we'll go back to the first place runners with Mike in front, currently sporting it with 6 minutes to go, and Bo Dixon 0.3 seconds behind him as they come into the last few corners. And we get ready for the pain and see Bo catch up at Michael. If he gets a good exit out of his corner, he could go for the attack here.
Yeah, he's going to have to do it soon because he's running out of time, and 2, he's running out of tyre.
Well, he's gaining. He's made a lunge. Oh, Michael just went slightly wide, but he's managed to keep it. He's managed to keep it for the time being. I thought for a second Bo was going to go for that. He left the door wide open for Bo, but he's managed to hold it. And Bo again. Oh, this is. I can't watch anymore, Jammer. I can't watch. We're so close. It's unreal.
It's literally anyone's race right now. It really is. Yeah,
absolutely. And that gap between Rodders and these two has gone further. It's 4.5 seconds now. 4.2, 4.5 seconds. So
I think Rodders is struggling now, really struggling.
Yeah, definitely. Meanwhile, Stephen Ferguson, he did get the job done on Menacing Skull, and it is taking him into 6th position. Well done, Steve. That's been a great battle you two are having. We're just going on now. They're coming up to the last corner again, and Evil, what's your best way and tactic when you've got to defend against a guy behind you in the slipstream on the main straight? What do you try to do?
Because there's not a lot of opportunity.
I'm
slightly behind you on the feed.
Yeah, Michael's just lost it on the last corner.
Yeah. You see the curb. Yeah. Can't do that with those knackered tyres. He's giving that one right away. That's game over, I'm afraid.
He's giving it away to Bo Dixon, and no doubt that probably would have given him a bit of damage as well. Yeah. So
it's a shame because all he had to do was just ease off, turn in early, sail out wide, avoid that curb, make Bo do all the work. Because as I was going to say, is because of the difficulty of passing areas, the closing gap is small. You just have to make them work for it. So, of course, just go slightly wide. It only needs to be slight because there's a very narrow path of trajectory through this track.
Yeah. It's you got to give him his hands because I'm not very good under pressure, and when you've got a guy in a Formula car 0.1 second behind you the entire way, it's just waiting to happen, isn't it? I guess an accident waiting to happen.
That's the beauty I love about VR is you don't really have to look at your mirrors. You can just slightly lean your head and you can just see peripherally. And of course, with triples, you get that too. But I understand what you mean. The thing is that's part of the tactics and part of the battle as a driver. Is to cause people to overthink and maybe stress out, or defend against it and just think about the car ahead or you ahead and getting home.
Yeah. The only other battle we've got going on at the moment in the track, with 2 minutes 50 seconds to go, is these two, Menacing Skull and Steve Ferguson. Steve did make the overtake on Menacing, and you know what? Menacing Skull fought back, and Steve went wide by the looks of things, and Menacing now has a position back. However, we are coming to a final straight again, and I'm sure these lads will continue to fight for us and give us this entertainment. And Menacing's using the slipstream there from one of the back markers, which is cheeky, but it works for him. And he's managed to keep himself in P6. So it is crazy to think that the only attacks... Oh, we've got another battle going on, actually. We've got Mr. Judd and Al Gartner currently for 9th and 10th as well. So Al and Judd been racing their own races. But as you said, Jammer, they're all kind of like finding themselves together again after the final pit stops have been done. But this is a man in front. This is a man who led a fantastic qualifying. He's had a good race, to be honest. And Rodders has tried. Michael's tried. But both have succumbed to this guy's pace and skill on track. Bo Dixon from OTL Racing. He's Jammer, can you fault him today? He's raced a pretty good race, hasn't he? Jammer's not here, is he?
I lost him out through our glance. As I was on track, he was off the mark pretty damn quickly. and I wasn't sure whether he had decided to go with a low fuel strategy or whether he's just basically burning away. But yeah, he's definitely quick. I mean, within the first few laps, he was a second and a half up when we were all, if he was full of fuel. If he wasn't, that would be understandable. But no, solid racer. I was just very happy to see that my pit tactics working. Damn you, BT Internet, for cutting me off.
we all screamed and said, Jesus, hold on a second, Evil's in front of everybody now, and the early pit stop worked. Like, but do you know what? I got to give it to these guys as well. With the last 50 seconds, Menacing Skull and Stephen Ferguson are still battling it out between each other, going side by side. Their tyres look knackered, but fair play to them, as they're the only other group giving us some real action.
Sorry, I'm back, guys.
That's all right, buddy.
Headphones.
We're just saying there's 28 seconds to go, and me and Eva were just saying that Bo's raced a pretty epic race today, and he's been quick and consistent from the off, hasn't he?
He has, mate. He's done a sterling job, to be honest. And,
well, they all have. Fair play. I'll have to give a shout out for Rodders for daring to try the whole one-stop strategy.
Yeah.
Because, Jesus, these tires do pop if you leave them to go, fully red and you go over curbs. So yeah, fair play to him.
I think if he hadn't have had that drive through, he would have been in. I think he could have taken the win.
He had. Yeah. I thought then the reason why I'd gotten ahead of him is because his tactic hadn't worked. So if that was the case, then he would have been ahead. He well ahead.
So I believe that is Bo Dixon. He has just crossed the start-finish line to come in first place. Michael, second place. That's been absolutely epic. Rodders just does a bit of a whatever that was, but he spun off and thought, I gave it my all, but that was Rodders' celebration in third place. Kieran Sharp, he got quite close at the end in fourth, not too far, and Seahacks coming round the last corner now to end up in fifth, which is not a bad finish at all for Seahacks, as he wasn't that high up at the start. So Menacing Skull and Steve Ferguson, I believe they finished their racing because they almost got lapped, but these lads were 86 seconds behind P5.
Wow.
So, a big shout out to Menacing Skull and Steve for the great fun at the end, and Al Gartner and Mr. Judd. Steve Ferguson finished 7th. Allwyn finished 8th. In 9th was Al Gartner, 10th Judd. P11 Napone, P12 M-Leg, P13 unfortunately a DNF Evil, 14th Marco a DNF, Charger 15th in a DNF, 16th Luca Gray DNF, 17th Isar, and 18th Asa, who was disqualified for not following the drive-through. So we're not going to do any end of race interviews today because we don't think we've got everyone in. But I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. It was an absolutely fantastic race, great performance put in from everybody. Thank you very much to Jammer for joining me through the race, and obviously Evil coming in as well and helping us and giving us a bit of an idea of what these guys have had to go through tonight. As always, thank you to the YouTube guys and everyone else watching. Really appreciate it, and do remember, don't race alone. If you don't, don't race alone, race RWB. Thank you very much.
Cheers, everyone.